Hello guys, it's been a while since I've done one of these discussion videos. Last two times, well the only two times we did this type of video was for the death mechanic discussion and the rates to rewards discussion with the boy Cold One. Say hello. Oh shit, dude, I knew he was gonna get one ready for that. To be honest with you guys, a lot of people don't even realize that a lot of information for the update in January with the Zaya stuff, Kebos Lowlands, is already available. So the Kebos Lowlands is huge, man. Overall, there's Farming Guild, there's a lot of new Slayer monsters, and here's a little map of the expansion overall. So this is like the overall idea you're getting here. It's a ton of expansion to Zaya to the west side, because usually it was blank, so they're adding this huge part a bit north of the rates area, and it covers some of the lava canch area as well. So as you can see, Brimstone's the Slayer dungeon, and what we got over here, the Farming Guild, is just south of it. So those are like the core two things that we're looking at here for updates. But there's also some new requests and a diary as well. We're gonna give you our own takes on these updates in terms of like, does it make sense? Does it offer something unique to the game that we don't have? We're gonna move right on with it now. So the first section is gonna be Farming Guild. Coleman's gonna be leading us through the Farming Guild. We're gonna be discussing it now.
So we'll start off with the Farming Guild, which is pretty much where all the changes are going to be. So we've got 3 tiers to the Farming Guild, each with their own level requirement. The first tier needing 45 farming, which offers pretty minimalistic benefits, but still a few things to look at. So you've got Guildmaster, an extra bank, equipment shop, which matches, I think, close to what the Falloder farm shop has, like, with spades, like, bags, plant pots, and whatnot. And you got the seed shop. This is nice. It's going to match the stock of the Draenor seed market. It's going to be its own separate shop, so it's not going to go down when somebody buys something in Draenor. But it's an extra source of hop seeds for those of you that do birdhouse runs. And for those of you that are not making use of the buffed Master Farmer, where you can actually get about a month's worth of seeds in just an hour pickpocket if you're high enough thieving level. But it'll be an extra source for those with lower thieving level, which is nice. And we've also got, let's see, garden supplier, that's whatever, large compost bin, second cactus patch, identical to Alchemical patch, so you can get another cactus going, along with, I think you can put the potato cactus in this patch as well, which they mentioned down there. Another allotment and flower patch, another bush patch, ooh, more white berries, nice. And of course the tool leprechaun to mix it all in. So that's tier 1, looks pretty minimalistic for benefits, but it's pretty basic. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Pretty basic. You're just gonna have a few more patches that were otherwise very popular to use, so you'll be getting a bit more resources for your same like run, basically. So your white berry runs, ooh, even spicier. If it wasn't already spicy enough as it was. I think they're a bit overkill. I don't think some of these are necessarily needed at this point because there's already so much of whatever it is that they're giving. Because I think 4 white berry bushes, for example, a run is already insane. But it's okay. It's not the worst thing I've seen. But definitely a good incentive to get people into the content for sure. There's a good amount of things there worthwhile. Yeah, that's about it.
Fifth whiteberry patch is going to be interesting. I mean, the price has already gone down well enough for like main accounts out there, at least. But for your irons, you get to abuse this whiteberry buff even more. So the main thing to really take away from it, it's probably the biggest benefit along with the seed shop, like lower irons.
Yeah, for birdhouse runs.
Oh yeah, beautiful. And then we've got the second tier as well. Right after that, requires 65 farming, a bit of a higher echelon. And you've got, how does it mention a water source? Whatever. Another herb patch. This is big. So, for any of you who have finished the Mauritania Elite Diary, the Making Friends with My Arm quest, obviously the My Arm quest, the first one, this will be the 9th herb patch available in old school RuneScape. That's ridiculous. It doesn't say whether you get complete protection on it. Like, I think 3 of the patches have guaranteed protection. But regardless, it's a 9th herb patch.
I think this one is probably guaranteed protection. It might be a diary reward or something later on, but we can look back later.
Yeah, I mean, if it is, it's insane. But still, 9th herb patch, it's insane. You could get potentially like 90 snapdragons per run if you've got all the boosts and everything, like second tier's farming cave, ultra compost. That's insane. It's gonna be crazy. don't know about that one. You got another tree patch, identical to other trees. Is this regular? Yeah, I think it's a regular tree patch.
Yeah,
Like
more
for basic
XP
trees in
per
use.
hour. Just more
Yeah.
XP per hour.
Yeah, so we'd be giving the farming skill a huge buff here. Hespori patch. Oh, this is the new patch, Hespori patch.
Which is another XP per hour thing right there for sure.
Yeah, a basic demi boss with various awards. I think this offers the new seeds for the anima patch, which it lists below. Does worldwide effects on all of your patches. Okay, so we got to read down on that a little later. And of course, another tool leprechaun. So we get 2 brand new patches, like completely new and unique to the update, and of course the herb patch. That's once you get to tier 2, that's a much bigger change than just being able to enter the first tier of the farming guild. And 65 farming's
Easy to get.
pretty substantial enough, yeah. And then we get our 3rd tier. This is all the big boy stuff. All right, so we got requirements of 85 farming, another bank, another water source, a fruit tree patch. So you get more papayas, more coconuts. So there's going to be 6 fruit tree patches and 5 regular tree patches in all the farming guild. Another spirit tree patch. Goodness. I think there is one in Corendal already. There is a spirit tree there. So this is
Yeah, the second one.
Yeah, a redwood patch. This is interesting. I don't really see the need to have your own redwood tree, but
just more XP per hour. That's literally what it would be.
Yeah, so you can spend the entire day farming, and it's actually efficient.
Yeah, you're gonna be doing an hour-long farm runs once this thing comes out.
Maybe even longer than that.
Maybe even longer than that. I'm not even gonna lie. We're gonna go from minutely's to hourly's.
Yeah, and then we got Celatrus patch, another new patch. I actually got to read up on that because I
yeah,
read this.
That is for battle staff making, by the way.
Oh, that's a battle staff tree. Jesus.
Yeah, yep. Otherwise, aka battle staff tree.
And of course, we throw a tool leprechaun into that tier as well. Okay, so tier 2 and tier 3 are ridiculous with some new stuff that they come out with, and new benefits you get. Tier 1's like kind of basic. You just get another bush patch. It's like the highlight of it. And tier 2 is obviously blows up with the herb patch, the new tree patch that has Spori and Enema.
To be honest,
everything.
Overall, like the farming guild is so good that like you're kind of forced to do this. Not even gonna lie, they're basically making you do it. Right? It's not one of those like, oh, it's fairly optional. No, it's like so good that if you don't do it, you're like, it's kind of like a chicken without a head. Why would you not do it? They made this so good, and I feel like they didn't necessarily need to make the farming guild this good. They could have probably only released half of all these things, and I'd still do it, to be honest.
Yeah.
So they definitely a bit overkill there. I think that's probably. Yeah, what were you gonna say?
I think they could definitely take out like some of the patches in here, like maybe take out the herb patch and the tree patch from the 2nd tier. It would still be good because you get Hespori and Enema still, and then take out the fruit patch and the spirit tree patch. But this is like my views. So, like, just make it unique to like the new update because this is just like a global buff overall. If you can get into these,
yeah, you're just getting insane XP per hour, like because of this farming guild update. It's insane.
Yeah, so it means you can just pile drive themselves to 99 farming so much faster.
Because like I like a lot of the niche stuff that they're trying to do. Like the Callistra patch could be a cool way to make farming like as profitable with like the battle staff making process, and like the anima patch or whatever, and like the new whatever patch for the new boss farming boss that you're doing. I like those type of things, but like there's some things here that are just straight buffs that just directly impact your XP per hour by a lot. So which makes farming, even faster than it already is. So I'm not too happy with those. But half. I'm like half on terms of some of these updates. Definitely half of these could totally go, and it'll still be a really good update.
Yeah, so just unique patches would make this update good enough.
Yeah,
just adding an extra patch to everything that we already have is insane.
Yeah, exactly.
You can see the price of seeds going up overall. Like tree seeds and fruit tree seeds will probably see a good spike in price, considering you can get faster experience per hour with these.
Exactly.
More experience a day, rather.
Yeah, update time, the seed price is gonna go skyrocket for a while, probably, because everybody and their mom's gonna want to milk those patches.
Of course.
Yeah, they all pass. I'm pretty sure at this point, and it's already like kind of closed. I think the poll's already closed too.
It's been closed. This poll happened about a month ago or so.
Yeah.
And everything on it passed. I'm pretty sure if either almost everything passed, if not everything passed on this.
Yeah. All right, let's move on then.
Yeah, then we got the new patches to go over. So this is what they mentioned before, the Hespori patch.
They have a farming contract section there.
Yeah, they mentioned that. Wait, is it like mentioned right here? Or what the heck? I didn't even see this.
Yeah, it's a small section.
Yeah, so you can send players with contracts that require the player to grow certain crops within the farming guild in exchange for seed packs. And 3 different tiers of contracts, each varying with difficulty, and I guess rewards will scale with it. It doesn't say exactly what kind of seed you get out of it. Like you get swank seeds, like potato and onion. I guess on tier 1, maybe tier 2 you could get like some decent herb seeds, and tier 3 maybe you get a chance at magic tree seed or U seed or something.
Yeah, there's uncertainty in this one, so I can't say. I can't judge
Yeah.
it because there's just not enough information.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is something that's subject to balancing, of course. No, but that's about it.
Yeah, we'll see when it comes out. Well, they're obviously going to pitch the rewards before they actually get put in there. I'm sure there's going to be another expansive poll in the next couple of weeks before this comes out,
Yeah.
saying like these are the proposed rewards for contracts. I'm sure we'll find a decent balance to it. All right, so it doesn't really say much on that. The next thing is the new patches. Now this is something to really get into here. The Hespori patch. That's the like growable bots. I don't think it's like identical to like the old, what was it, like the Jade Vine that we had in RS3.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, the rewards are different. It's not like just like pure farming experience and pure profit. This gives you the seeds specific to the new patches, if I remember correctly. And oh yeah, you can get it by completing farming contracts to get the new seeds. So that's what they are. And once it's fully grown, you can fought as a solo demi-boss, and it grants farming experience and a loot table of seeds, including unique white lily seed. I think that goes into the anima patch as well.
Oh no,
And
White
also there's a
Lily
chance-
existed in the past. It just protects all elements from disease.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think it's a new one that goes in the flower patch.
Yeah. It's a straight copy from the original.
Okay. And it has a chance of dropping the bottomless compost bucket. Okay, so you're going to want to fight this boss if you really want this thing. It holds up to 10,000 compost of any kind.
Any kind, yeah.
Yeah, it's instance reclaim service, and I'm pretty sure you'll have to pay to get your stuff back if you die to this thing. I would hope so. And it shares the same grave mechanic as it does with like Grotesque Guardians, All Rev Warcast, Theater of Blood, where you have your stuff in the bank if you die to it, and if you have another death somewhere else, it's gone. So
Yep.
it'll match that mechanic. And then it says the bottomless compost bucket here. It can be filled with any type of compost, but it can only have one type in it. And each bucket gives 2 charges of that type of compost, and emptying the bucket just makes you lose all of it. You'd want to, but at least it's warning you now. When it's used on a patch, it uses 1 charge. Okay, so you get the bottomless compost bucket is already good enough in itself. Like the amount of charges hold isn't relevant. It'll turn 1 ultra compost into 2 ultra compost just by itself. So you're basically gonna get double use for your compost here, which is nice.
Yeah, that's actually insane. That is a must get. Actually, I didn't notice the whole two for one thing because that's actually really good.
Yeah, that's a deal.
Damn, I'm gonna try to get that, to be honest.
Yeah, it's tradable for all you mains out there as well. God knows what it's gonna sell for on day 1.
A lot.
And you
of
can even
money.
store it in the tool leprechauns too. So it ain't even gonna take up space in your bank.
Yeah, this is something that's probably money making worthy. Like you get
Mhm.
lucky, you might get a really good drop right there.
Yeah. This kind of thing, all I see it doing is like cutting the cost of compost in half, and like maybe that's it. So I don't know, maybe they'll like stop the bots at like ultra compost or like soda ash or whatever the thing's called, like the volcanic ash place. You can see bots over there all the time doing that stuff. So they'll cut their profits down by half.
Yeah.
It makes things easier if you get it, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be rare, like a 1 in 500 or 1 in 1,000 chance to get it or something.
Yeah, they're gonna definitely try to make this rare enough.
Of course. Let's see. And then there's all the poll questions for it, and then there's another patch, anima patch. So here's where we get into detail on this. So you get the new patch unique to the 2nd tier of the farming guild. It's the level 65 one, but the patch requires 65 farming or 76 farming to use, but it's only 65 to get into the area. And then if you plant something here, it has worldwide effects on all your other patches. And we got 3 different types of what you can plant into it. So one is called the Addis plant, and it increases yield to all of the patches in the game. Jeez, do that on your herb run. You can go from like average of 10, like average of 12 or something. God knows how much it's going to be buffed by, but that's pretty damn good. And we got Iasor or Lasor. I can't tell if that's a lowercase L or an uppercase I. And when planted, it grows into an Iasor plant. This plant decreases the disease chance for all other patches in the game. That's interesting.
To be honest, that one's probably dead content.
Not
Because
exactly.
like it'll stall the rates of the plants, so like they don't all grow uniformly.
Mm-hmm.
So because like when you do farm runs, you want to have everything be done right at the same time.
Yeah. I don't know how I would mess with it. Well, I don't know how the code got redone after Mod Ash did all of it, but now we're getting to like nitty gritty,
Yeah.
like coding and stuff. But it'll just make it so if you don't protect your patches, or like, you don't protect your trees with your farmer, you don't pay him his 25 coconuts or his 10 papayas or whatever he wants, then it's got a better chance to survive on its own. But I feel like the Addis plant would be much
Yeah,
better to use
exactly. Yeah.
overall. And then, actually, no, hold on. We got Chronos seeds. This is the third one. It increases the speed at which other patches grow. Okay, so this is what I see how you're saying. Like,
Yeah, that
you
one
can make other
also
patches
is
that grow like 10 minutes
scuffed.
faster than another.
Yeah, that one's scuffed too. Like,
Yeah.
people aren't gonna be using this. Well, if you're doing herb runs, like, I'm mainly talking the perspective like doing herb runs.
Yeah, unless they make it like there's a chance that everything at the same time skips a cycle.
That'd be way too broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no middle ground. But honestly, you're probably gonna be doing herb runs. So I mean, at least for herb runs, Atlas seats, and for anything else, if you're not trying to do herb runs and other stuff, maybe those other two seats are okay. But yeah, I think they have very niche uses though.
All right. So what sets these patches apart from other patches in the game is that whatever you plant in here expires after about 3.5 days. So while you're getting great global effects from these, they're not going to last forever. You're going to have to upkeep them with more seeds if you want to maintain the effects across all patches. I think I like that idea, but maybe it should be like set to like expiring in 2 days or 1 day. Like half a week is a pretty good amount of time. Just like let it set after it's fully grown.
Yeah, I mean, last 3.5 days, and I'm assuming you can clear them before they die. Like, I just assume that, it'll grow after like 80 minutes or something, it takes effect, and then it lasts 3.5 days. But before 3.5 days, you can probably just clear it, right? That's my guess. But I wonder how rare they're gonna make these seeds though. Because where exactly do you get these seeds from the farming tasking system?
Yep.
Is that it?
From the contracts or from the Hespori boss, it says.
Okay, well, assuming you only need to plant one of these every 3 days, it seems I'm pretty sure it's gonna be pretty easy to upkeep, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so
so it should be pretty easy to like. It's like a guarantee buff, basically, as long as you plant it. So that's actually it'll be a pretty significant change, I guess, to the farming meta.
Yeah.
Or like an addition, just like an what do you call it, auxiliary thing, just to help. So, all right, we got
just
there.
two major things you get, like either more yield from herbs or like more experience over the course of a week if you use Chronos Seed. That's really all I see from this.
Yeah, I mean it's a straight buff, pretty much. No real drawbacks. All right, we get moving on to the next one then.
Yeah, and then we got all the other patches that come out. So there's the Celatrus patch, which you need 85 farming to plant. And yeah, this is the one that you use to get materials to create battle staves. It's weird, like you only need 40 fletching to craft the wood into the battle staff, but you need 85 farming to plant it.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Let's see. It doesn't say how much you get for a yield, but it takes 16 hours to grow. It's a random amount. It's the minimum number of lives of sure each harvest. I feel like you'll probably get like not that much from these. But it'll just be like it'll be like another daily, like adding extra battle stabs to your Varrock diary, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, like I talked about this before on the podcast, and we're thinking, oh, it might be a decent way to make money off of farming. But then again, you can only plant one a day, essentially, though, so it's gonna be a really small additional boost to your money making, even if you could. But the thing is that we don't know how rare this seed is gonna be, like how hard is it to get, and we also don't know how much we're gonna be getting from the yields, like based on, I'm assuming it's gonna scale based on your farming, higher farming, more average yield and stuff. But yeah, this one there's a lot of what ifs here, since we don't know enough, I think, to really say any more than what we just read. So
yeah, it's just going to add more to your daily farm runs, pretty much. It's going to be more experience overall. So instead of doing, as we discussed, like, potentially a 10 to 15 minute farm run, this is going to take about half an hour to do everything.
Yeah, like an hour, to be honest.
Yeah, there's a lot of farming experience in one day. That's crazy. Yeah, then we got the Redwood Patch just below that. You need 90 farming to do, and then obviously 90 wood cutting to go through it.
Wait, can we do that again? Start off Redwood.
Yeah. So then we get the Redwood Patch, which you need 90 farming to use. And it says it takes 85 hours to fully grow. Holy goodness. That's like 4 days.
Yeah, longer than even spirit seeds.
It's roughly the same time, but that's insane. 4 days to grow it. I'm assuming you're going to get fat experience drops when you inspect the tree.
Yeah, it's probably going to be 20k like a spirit tree.
Yeah. So it's found relatively close to
Well,
the
more
bank.
farm XP, boys.
Yeah, I feel like you'd probably still just cut the regular redwoods if you want to get woodcutting experience. Like, there's just going to be more harvestable experience for farming.
Yeah, it's just straight power, power creep for farming XP rates, pretty much.
I don't know how I feel about that one.
Yeah, and like I said, it's just additional XP, and beyond that, it doesn't do anything else. Doesn't serve any other purpose. So.
And the last thing that was in here to be pulled was a large compost bin. Let me see. It seems the other compost bin has the benefit of being able to store double the amount of usual compost and requires 50 volcanic ash to convert the super compost to ultra compost. Okay.
Oh, okay. So the charges require volcanic ashes.
Yeah, I think it's like slightly less though, because you need normally 60 volcanic ash to convert 30 super compost. So this like saves you 10 volcanic ash.
It's like a better bulk deal.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Costco, you buy a bulk, cheaper.
Yeah.
Units.
You just leave it there and just wait for it instead of doing it immediately. So it rewards you for patience, but
yeah,
I don't think it's like too necessary.
Yeah.
And then there's even more patches they offer too down here. Oh, these are the good ones. Well, the last ones are the good ones.
Yeah.
Got the dragon fruit tree. That's like the new fruit tree patch that you need 81 farming for. Obviously more experience in inspecting a palm tree. A good amount, 17k.
Bro.
Inspect.
I like how they gave us the XP for this, but they didn't give us the XP for the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
if you look closely, take out the 1 for the experience. There's a 73 and a 35 in there.
It's no way. No way.
Yeah. Real sneaky of you. Let's see. You can cook it into a dragon fruit pie. It says here, and at 73 cooking, of course. And each pie heals 10 hit points for serving, and it's a fletching boost. Okay, that's kind of weird. We never had a fletching boost in the game.
Yeah, they're just fleshing that out, I guess.
Yeah. It's like kind of niche, but all right. And then there's also a potion you can make out of it. Wait a second. You can squeeze 10 dragon fruit into a vial to make a bottled dragon breath. It could be used to fully charge any dragon fire shield. Wait, that's nice. You won't have to go to like the Iron Dragons and Karen to charge a shield anymore.
But that takes like 1 minute anyways, so
yeah, but it saves you the trip.
Dude, literally that content besides the need for people to basically go for the XP.
No, you're gonna do it. Like eventually, you're gonna have a stupid death with your Dragonfire shield. You're gonna need to recharge and be like, "Oh, I have this potion." You don't even need to travel. You just
but I don't want to waste the bank space just to make something like that. Definitely, people are gonna be using it mainly for the XP. It's just XP fodder, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. You still keep them. I feel like they might be used to like protect another patch. You know how coconuts are used to protect some patches? You keep them for like magic trees. Like this might be needed to protect your redwood patch or something.
It's possible. Yeah. They should probably think about doing that to make it have more use. Besides being just XP fodder.
Alright, and we got, let's see, 3 more patches down here. We have the White Lily, which requires 58 farming. Let's see, they can be grown in flower patches around Gillinor. The seeds are only dropped by the Hespori. Okay, so you can only get these ones from the boss. So they're not from contracts. But they're tradable. It's the same growth as other flowers. It only takes about like 20 minutes or so.
Yep.
And the experience doesn't really matter. And when fully grown, a flower patch, White Lily will protect all types of crops. So you can protect everything, like your watermelons, your strawberries, or whatever else you're growing in there.
All elements.
Mm-hmm.
Just like how it used to be. It's I remember this exactly from the previous RuneScape.
Yep, the old one. We finally get that back. And then we've got the 2 new things right here. This is what I'm really excited for. So we've got the potato cacti, which requires 64 farming to use. I'm pretty sure you'd be able to use these in both of the cactus patches, the new one that's coming out and the old one in Alchemical Hydra.
Yeah, around Gillinor, which implies both.
Yep. So it takes 70 minutes to fully grow, 68 for planting, 68 for harvesting. And potato cactus. Okay, this is great. They'll be removed from the Nightmare Zone reward shop. That's great.
Thank you.
To get rid
Slowly dismantling Nightmare Zone. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
God-based Jagex.
Yep. And then we've got snake grass right below that, which can be grown in allotment patches. Okay, so here's the use of the white lily, pretty much.
Yeah.
Since you're not really harvesting watermelons, since Snape is now going to go in allotment patches.
Yeah, back to the potato cactus one though, because right now the main way to get it on an Iron Man topic is from Kelvin Queen. So now I guess you can use your Lantern Dimes without having to rush Calvin Queen as much. So that serves as an alternative to herbal training if you're gonna do magic potions and stuff. So for people that are not as motivated to kill Calvin Queen, then there's also this option, I guess.
Yeah, I think you can get these seeds from Pickpocketing Master Farmers if I'm not mistaken. And same with the Snape Grass one. So I see options for Skiller Iron Man as well.
Yeah, you're right. It does say that Master Farmers.
Yep. Perfect.
So readily accessible for skiller oriented accounts, not so much into bossing.
Yeah, so now Skiller Iron Man don't have to go into the Calphite Cave and run past the soldiers to get Potato Cactus. Now you can safely farm it from home.
Yeah, it's probably more efficient anyways.
Yep, and then we get Snake Grass. This is a real nice one here. It goes into allotment patches, so this takes over the spot of your strawberries, your watermelons, and it gets protected by the white lily as well, which is great. And with the introduction of this,
I will personally use this.
Shop.
Yeah, I will personally want to use this for sure. Snake Grass, because I still need to make prayer pots from time to time. But yeah, that covers all the farming stuff pretty much.
Yeah, that was
overall,
no. 15 questions.
How do you feel about it overall? Farming guild.
Some of the patches definitely don't have to go into the game, like the extra tree seed patch, the extra fruit tree patch, even the extra herb patch. Like we already have 8 of them right now. We don't need more.
Yeah, I agree. Same sentiment. I feel like a lot of these are not necessary because I feel like farming is already pretty fast rates, and it's super overkill to have just more of the same things that we already have. There's some things in the farming guild that offers some interesting, unique things, which I like, because we're supposed to offer something new, right, to the table. But just expanding what we already have is pretty much just fodder for XP rates or fodder for power creep resource gathering of things that we can already, resource gather very effectively to begin with. So, yeah, I feel like half of these could totally go, and I'll still be more than happy to participate in the farming guild updates.
100%.
So, let's move on to the next section now. So the next section talks about the new Slayer Master and the new Slayer creatures in the area called Brimstone. So that is in basically the volcano area, right? Sulfur Volcano, Mount Corolum. And the new Slayer Master is called Konar, and he's a special Slayer Master. He's also the highest. Is he the highest level Slayer Master? Or yeah, what is it?
You're only going to need 75 combat to use him. Duradel requires 100.
Oh, never mind. So it's actually not a step up. It's just like as long as you have 75 combat, you can get assigned. So this guy is weird because we just talked about this off video, but he assigns you, instead of like a monster that you can kill anywhere that it can be found, he's gonna lock you to a place that you have to kill the monster in. For example, Necroals, you can, kill it at the Catacombs or at the Gnome Stronghold or Slayer Tower. Wait, no, actually it's not in the Gnome Stronghold anymore because they removed that. But nope. But yeah, it can be found in multiple areas, right? So I guess this master is different in the sense that he will tell you exactly where to kill it. So if it says Catacombs, then it has to be in Catacombs. That's what it sounded like. So what do you guys think though in the comments? Because when I read this, it really sounds as though it's anything in that area he tells you, but now looking back at it, it's more realistic that he's going to tell you which monster to kill and where. So let me know what you guys think, because I feel like the wording choice here is pretty poor, so it's a bit misleading. So, but anyways, if you do this task though from the new Slayer Master, you get 18 Slayer points, and on top of that, task that you get assigned from him has this interesting drop table addition that you have a chance to hit by doing those tasks. So on top of like the regular drops that you'll get from the monsters, you'll also have a chance to unlock this new Slayer drop table for Konar only. And some of the rewards, or I guess one of the reward that is the most rare from it, is going to be the Dragon Hasta, not to be confused by the Dragon Hunter Lance, because those are different things. I've had a lot of people get confused between the Hasta and the Dragon Hunter Lance. So the Dragon Hasta is just a level 60, basically a level 60 version of a Dragon Spear. except you can use one hand. Wait, is Dragon Spear two-handed? No, yeah, it's Dragon Spear two-handed. Dragon Hasta, it's gonna be one-handed, and you're gonna be wearing another shield, right? But this Hasta though is weird. It has a lot of negative stats, and it also has a weird special attack, as you can see here. Costs 5 to 100% special attack energy. Special attack uses all your remaining special attack energy with a minimum of 5% to be used. Your next attack receives a 5% accuracy and 2.5% damage boost for every 5% special attack energy used. For example, using 50% special attack energy would give you a 50% accuracy and 25% damage. So this is one of those glass cannon type of special attacking abilities, I guess. Because it's a low level weapon, but isn't Hasta require defense though? So it confuses me because like, where would this weapon be useful really? It's a Hasta, so it's only gonna be training attack and control. Oh no, it's only gonna be training defense and control. Cause like this special sounds really cool if you're like a peer or something. Cause it's such a level, really low level weapon, only level 60. So I've been trying to think of a place where like you might use this weapon, because obviously you're not gonna be using it other than for the special attack, right? What do you think?
Yeah, it's pretty much just for lower level accounts that have access to it, like 60s in their combat. So it'd be an interesting spec weapon, but I don't think it'd be used as like a primary weapon. I'm pretty sure the Dragon Scimitar is better for that.
Yeah.
And also the Hastas outside of the Zamorakian and Hasta all get negative defense bonuses, this one being the highest. So it's not going to be something you want to train with if you're doing Slayer, at a mid-level. But it'd be pretty nice to have it as a spec weapon. That's really interesting. And at 100 spec, you get 50% damage buff and 100% accuracy, so that's nice.
Yeah, like it sounds like a really strong special attack for a low-level account, but like, I mean, I'd rather use the DDS, right?
Of course.
For the most part, because you get 4 specs. And on most tasks, it's pretty nice. I was thinking like, man, if they make this not require defense though, this could be a really interesting weapon for pures. So it doesn't clarify whether or not this is going to have an exception where you can use it as a 1 defense pure. So I feel like this weapon could shine a lot for PKing. But unfortunately, we won't know until they clarify this some more.
Yeah, interesting to see how it gets used for PBM as well. I feel like it might get used for like, I don't know, maybe something along the lines of Vorkath if its special attack rolls off a stab. That could be useful, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. We'll have to find out in the future. Kind of have potential. And also, there's going to be the new Slayer dungeon that is also in the Brimstone area, right? So this dungeon has a requirement, to enter. Besides, like, to kill things, you have to be on task. You need to actually wear certain boots to enter. So you can buy boots of stone from the Slayer Masters once this update comes out, and you need to wear that in order to actually enter the dungeon. And I believe you said granite boots also work. Granite boots from the granite boots from the fossil wyverns will work as well, apparently, to get in there. And the big section here, you want to cover this?
Yeah, so we got past this. Well, boots of stone just offer pretty much no stats, but if you're not wearing them inside the dungeon, you're going to take constant damage. Much like if you go into a cave without a light source, it's going to be the same exact thing.
Yeah.
So you need to wear them, otherwise you're not going to survive your task. Alright, and then we get some new Slayer creatures in this dungeon, along with a bunch of old creatures that'll get chucked in there. Like along the lines of lesser and greater demons will be in the dungeon, but more importantly, we get stuff such as the sulfur lizards listed here. Requires 44 Slayer.
Can we go backtrack real quick?
Yeah.
Cannons are allowed in the entire dungeon, aside from the separate area where the Alchemical Hydra can be found. So
Wait,
everything,
really?
everything can be cannon except for the final Slayer creature. Interesting. Wow. I didn't think they would try to go that route with the cannon, because I felt like the cannon's probably a bit intrusive, but nowadays, Slayer's so efficiency driven, so I guess they're afraid that not allowing cannons would be actually, not as enticing to go here. But really though, cannons kind of, I feel like they don't need this at all.
Well, if it's single weight, then cannon's fine. Doesn't add too much to it. Compared to
Yeah,
if it's
I'm sure
multi,
it's
then it's a
single
big
way.
difference.
Yeah, I'm sure it's single way, but it's still, beefs up the Slayer XP by quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we can move on.
So let's look at some of the new monsters. The Sulfur Lizards. They can be signed by the Mortania Slayer Master, the Edgefield Slayer Master, and the Fairy Slayer Master. So if you're using Neaver, Steve, or Duradel, or Konar, you won't get these assigned. And it says here that currently all those Slayer Masters assign Desert Lizards, and now they're going to assign just Lizards. So you can do these in place of Desert Lizards if you get assigned them, which is nice.
Yeah,
No one really
Blood
likes that
Champ.
task.
Yeah, I think that's a nice change.
Mm-hmm. They attack with melee only. They have no noteworthy mechanics or drops, so it's just a basic mob. But it'd be a nice option to go for instead of doing Desert Lizards, especially for lower counts.
Yep.
And then we've got the next one in line, requires 62 Slayer, the Worm.
Yeah, the Worm.
Yeah, could be assigned by Duradel, Neve, Chadler, Konar, and obviously Steve. Worms have a very rare chance to drop the Dragon Sword, Dragon Harpoon, previously found within the Chambers of Zarek. And if this gets into the game, then both the Dragon Sword and the Dragon Harpoon would be permanently removed from this Chambers of Zarek loot table.
Already passed, by the way.
Of course. I honestly can't wait for that. Like, I hate getting a purple light in raids and open it up and I just see Dragon Sword or Thrown Axe, and this happened way too much recently for me. So that'd be a really, really nice change, especially for that.
Yeah, so a lot of people are wondering if the drop rates of other things that remains in raids 1 would actually become more common, and the answer is no. They said that they were going to readjust it so that all the drops that still in raids are going to be the same exact drop rate. So for example, Twisted Bow on average is 1 in 30 million points, and it's going to stay 1 in 30 million points. So it won't be any more common or more rare. It'll be the same as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Just your chance of seeing an overall purple will go down for obvious reasons. And I'm assuming they're going to rebalance the pet rate so that it's still 1 in like 42 million points.
They are.
Yeah, so I think that's the only thing that's probably being rebalanced is the pet.
Yeah,
Since
easiest
it
way to think about
relies
this
on purple. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, easiest way to think about this is if you would get a purple and it had Dragon Sword, Thrown Axes, or Harpoon, then you get a White Light instead. That's really it.
Yeah.
The best way to put it.
So the pet's gonna, be rebalanced to still be 1 in 42 million points probably.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next thing.
Yeah, we have the Drake, and this is what was shown on stream. If you want to pull a picture of it up, this is something that Mod Stone was developing. This thing looks very nice.
Yeah, it's actually Mod Ghost that made it, but here it is.
It came out looking really nice. I like it. I like the artwork that Mod Ghost does.
Yeah, dude, this thing looks scarier than most bosses in RuneScape, dude. Except for the Kraken.
Of course, hardest boss in the entire game, by the way. Yeah, and we've got the requirement of 84 Slayer, and they use both melee and range attacks. Interesting. Drakes have a chance to drop their claws and teeth, both of which are attachments for the Brimstone boot. Alright, so this is where we get the enhanced Brimstone boots. So instead of Boots of Stone, you can have a Drake Claw drop, and you attach it to your Boots of Brimstone, and they offer you slightly higher defense bonuses, some slightly higher accuracy bonuses for stab, magic, and range, but no flat bonuses like melee, strength, range, stake, or whatnot. But there'll be a better form of the Boots of Stone for magic and range. But if you want a melee boots to use into the cave, then granite's going to be your way to go. But it's still a great upgrade either way for the Slayer Cave.
Yeah, and this one's focused more for range and magic. So whereas the granite boot is melee offensive strength bonus, but negative stats in magic and range. So you can have different boots for the new dungeon for different fights.
Yep. And then we've got probably one of the most interesting drops, the Drake Tooth, which can be combined with the Holy Sandals to create Devout Boots. And it's a +2 prayer bonus compared to the Holy Sandals, which gave 3, so this is going to give you 5 prayer, and that's the only stat that the boots give. But they're wearable in the dungeon. So it's an interesting upgrade. I remember seeing suggestions for this, maybe to come from Cerberus as another crystal or something of that sort. And you can add it to Holy Sandals, so I guess we're finally getting that update.
Yeah, this is basically best in slot for barraging, bursting, everything but Smoke Devils.
Yeah, and they've got the 60 prayer requirement attached to them. And it even says here you can wear this into God Wars dungeon, and it counts as a Saradomin item, so that's interesting.
Yeah, you're not gonna bring that though.
Yeah,
Most likely
it's
not.
not really going to be an option to use, but it's there. You can use
Yeah,
it.
just for like immersion purposes,
Hmm.
But that's about it.
It's really nice. Then we've got the poll questions, and now the big boy stuff. We've got the Hydra, not the alchemical one, just the regular mob variant, which requires 95 Slayer to fight. And it says they have a chance to drop the 3 untradeable ring pieces. Now, something to mention first, they use both range and magic attacks. It doesn't mention melee, so this is going to be an interesting fight. Just to fight as a task alone. And let's see, the 3 things it drops here is the Eye of the Hydra, the Fang of the Hydra, and the Heart of the Hydra. And the 3 pieces form the tradable Brimstone Ring. It has no requirements to equip, and has pretty good stats around the board. Well, unimbued, but regardless, you're not able to imbue this ring, which sets it apart from your Berserker ring, your Seer's ring, your Archer's ring. So it's +4s in attack and defense for melee and range, +6 for magic, and then it's got a +4 melee strength. So it's like a Berserker ring unimbued,
It's a
but this ring,
Tribrid ring,
yeah, it's a Tribrid ring, but it comes with a special effect on top of that.
which is
So
insanely good, to be honest.
yeah, it's got a 1 in 4 chance with each spell cast to ignore 10% of your opponent's total magic defense. That's interesting. It doesn't say specifically if it's going to work with a Trident cast, but I'm sure we'll get more insight with that later on as this gets a bit more expanded. But that'll be interesting to wear. I think it might be a new best in slot if you're doing like a Kraken task or something. Well, not Kraken because it doesn't really have magic defense, but anything you're fighting with a Trident might be interesting to wear this ring.
Yeah, if it
It's
works against
like that.
Trident, dude, I'm bringing that shit at all, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I don't
Yep.
know. I think it's not going to because the Trident itself is already very powerful. But like honestly, maging Bandos, dude, landing your Ice Barrage more often. Oh,
I can't wait to use that. If this
holy
comes out,
shit.
I'm going to be camping this monster.
Yeah, dude, Bandos Mage it just got even easier, even
Oh,
though it's
yeah.
already easy.
I mean, it's not that easy. You can die a lot. I
I mean,
die all
yeah,
the time
well,
there.
if you're you know what I'm saying?
Hey, watch it, buddy.
Yeah, you know what they said though?
Fun.
This is interesting. It says Hydras located within task only and non-task only areas.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Which is good.
which I thought that in that dungeon, those mobs could only be killed on task, but it looks like some of these mobs here, or I guess most of these mobs, can actually be killed off task, including the Hydra mob, not the boss. We'll get to the boss in a second. So,
Yeah, so
but
people want to harvest the ring, don't want to like force a task to try and get the ring in the first place. And there's even another drop too, which we'll get into in a little bit.
yeah, but that's crazy, dude. You can actually camp Hydra mobs off task.
Yeah, but if you don't want to really have to fight for like a spawn, you get it on task, and there's a Slayer only
Yeah,
area.
that shit is gonna get camped so hard, dude. You guys, 4 people per Hydra, man. That's what it's gonna be like, honestly, on
Yeah,
release
back in
day.
the old days.
Yep, pretty much. Okay, next.
Can't wait. Yeah, and then the 4th item this thing can drop is the Hydra Tail, which is this isn't really adding power creep to anything. It'll just save you an inventory slot for a very niche purpose. So this is what is used to attach the Dragon Bone necklace from Vorkath and your Bone Crusher together. And it'll just give you the effects of both of them when equipped. So it'll automatically bury bones, and it will give you prayer back when they're buried, so long as you're wearing it. It's just combining the effects of the two together. It's not adding any extra stats of any sort.
Yeah, it saves an
it's
inventory, basically.
Yep.
Inventory saver.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly deck content, but has some really niche uses, like maybe chinning or barraging at the monkeys.
Exactly. That's pretty much its use right there. So it's nice
Yeah.
to have. It's really nice.
Yeah,
You
if
stay
you're
there
not,
forever.
and if you're not sweaty on some of the catacomb tasks, like barraging tasks, you might want to, maybe use this too, but not really recommended though.
It'd be interesting to have.
Yeah,
And then we've got, let's see,
the boss.
all the poll questions, and then the big boy himself, the Alchemical Hydra, again requiring 95 Slayer, and it's a new solo Slayer boss assigned exclusively by Konar. So if you want a Hydra task, you have to go to Konar. No other Slayer Master is going to give you Hydras. You've got to come here. It says it will not be an easy opponent. As such, you will be well rewarded if you manage to defeat it. It has a chance to drop the Ferocious Gloves, Hydra Claw, and of course the pet Alchemical Hydra. So he's got 2 namesake drops. I'm assuming these are going to be incredibly rare. Like, more rare than a whip from an Abyssal Demon, I would hope.
Yeah, it also drops every other thing that the regular mobs did.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new. So it's again the wording could be better because I feel like located within the Slayer dungeon. See, it doesn't say whether or not you can fight it on or off task. I have a
Yeah,
feeling that it's on task only because every other Slayer boss is like that. So
exactly.
so just based on precedence, that this is gonna be Slayer only. Cause like the Alchemical Hydra mob, the Hydra mob broke that precedence because you can actually kill them off task as they specified. But this one though, they didn't. They just kind of didn't say anything. So I'm just gonna assume that it's gonna be how it normally is, on task only. So you're gonna have to
Hmm.
camp that Konar Slayer Master all day long if
Yeah,
you
if
want
you
a
wanted to get the
chance.
boss.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hmm.
All right,
So
on
now we
to
get the new two drops right
yeah.
here. We have the Ferocious Gloves, one of the two big ones here. So it's a straight upgrade to Barrow's Gloves for melee purposes. Offers nothing in the lines of defense, and it's +4 in your melee accuracies, but it's going to be -16 in magic and range overall. So it offers you 16 for stab, crush, and slash, and it offers you +2 from the Barrow's Glove, so it's going to be +14 for melee strength. Now, these things do have requirements to them, much like the Barrow's Gloves, but these ones are a bit more demanding. So they will get dropped as a broken variant that can't be worn, but it can be traded. And you're able to bring them to somebody. It says Erden and the Myth skill, so this requires Dragon Slayer 2 completion in order to equip them in their repaired state. And they require 80 attack and 80 defense to equip. So we're finally moving on to tier 80 gear that isn't the Dragon Bone necklace. We're finally breaking that barrier with this drop
Yeah,
right here.
that's actually interesting because yeah, we're actually breaking level 75 tier.
We're moving forward a little bit.
Yeah,
Uh,
some people had issues with the fact that you can buy these gloves, but even if you buy them, you still have to do the Dragon Slayer 2 quests and get the stats in order to wear them. So I think
yeah,
it's pretty fair.
yeah, especially for a complete, unarguable best in slot upgrade to melee. So if
Yeah,
you're doing
so
Tribrid work, they're not going to work for that purpose.
yeah, so a lot of people are also thinking that this Ferocious glove was gonna completely replace Barrier gloves, which is not true because these negative stats means that if you are ranging or using magic, you probably also cannot, you probably don't want to bring this. And in a hybrid Tribrid situation, it might not be something you might bring either because like Barrow's gloves is overall the best glove in the game still, and it is best in slot range still. So
And Battlesclave still holds that until we get the new Van Brace upgrade, which failed the Theater of Blood poll, thankfully, because we didn't really need that at the time.
and we probably
It's already
to be
enough as
honest
it is.
still don't need it. But yeah.
Yeah. And then the second thing it can drop, which is what's really getting everybody worked up right now, is the Hydra Claw, which is combined with the Zamarakian Hasta, and it creates the tradable one-handed Dragon Hunter Lance. The process can't be undone, obviously. It requires 70 attack to equip and has the added effect of 20% increased accuracy and damage against dragon creatures. Hydra is included in this, by the way. And though it loses defensive capabilities from doing this, and it also loses 5 melee strength compared to the Zamaraki and Hasta. So it's not going to be a straight upgrade that you can just splash around and bring into Chambers of Zarek, for example, if you're bringing Zamaraki and Hasta. But it's going to be good for Olm's melee hand. Obviously, for Vorkath, if you want to try meleeing that, knows it's going to be better than Dragon Hunter crossbow there, but you're going to have more options in how you take on drakes, dragon creatures, anything of the sort.
Yeah, so obviously this is a really big item. It's probably one of the biggest discussion items aside from the gauntlets here. So here's some concerns or questions that I've had people ask me all the time. Is this going to replace something like the rapier in, dragon situations, or is it going to replace like dragon hunter crossbow? So based on these stats and the percentages that they already gave, like people have already kind of did the DPS calculators, but I don't remember exactly what the comparisons are. But as far as something like Vorkath is concerned, this Giant Hunter Lance should be very competitive to the Giant Hunter crossbow at Vorkath specifically. So, you know, crossbow is 30% damage and accuracy, but the crossbow is a slower attack weapon. It's 5 ticks. Dragon Hunter Lance is 20% accuracy and damage, but it is 4 ticks. So you do get more attacks in the same amount of time frame. So this lance should, even without the DPS calculators, definitely be very considerable, because even the rapier, you know, was maybe like 20 seconds, 30 seconds slower on average versus Dragon Hunter crossbow, but this lance though should, you know, narrow that gap, and if not, make it maybe even better, to be honest. But yeah, at least for 4cat, it's very competitive to the crossbow. And also, the Dragon Hunter lance is definitely gonna replace the rapier at Alm Hand if you know do use that. It's most likely gonna replace the scythe. I believe that on average, you know, depending on like your typical hammer specs and stuff, yeah, the lance should still probably beat the scythe, just because again, it is faster than the scythe, so it should be able to out DPS the scythe in most situations. And also, Dragon Hunter lance is pretty much gonna replace all rapier usage for dragons in general, I would say. So like rune dragons or any dragons that you typically would be fine mailing with the rapier or the Hasta. So anything else for you, Cold?
Yeah, just going to be a straight upgrade for that purpose. But I like this. One other thing to note, it's not going to have a special attack either. So that's just one thing. Other thing to throw out there.
The special effect's already crazy. So
exactly, it's like Dragon Hunter crossbow that doesn't need a special attack either.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we have the additional drops here. Ooh, okay, so there's more stuff to throw into this. So we've got the dragon knife. So we're filling up the rest of the dragon items here. I think this might be the last one that was left out. So we've got, like, you know, your rune throw knives and such that a lot of pures or PKing builds use. So this is going to be a straight upgrade to them, and requires 60 range to equip, and of course can be poisoned, much like every other knife have. And in addition, they have a special attack called Duality, which costs 25 special attack to use and causes 2 knives to be thrown at once, each with their own accuracy and damage rolls. So that's gonna be interesting to use, because I believe with this current meta, most of your, like, you know, range special attacks, if you're doing a build such as that, you have the dark bow into Dragon Throne Axe combo, and the Dragon Throne Axe takes up 25%. So this could actually be used for some cute combos. You could do 2 Dragon Throne Axe specials
into
2 Dragon.
30%. I think.
No, it's 25%.
Sure.
Yeah, 100%. I use it a lot.
Really?
But yeah, you can do 2 Dragon Throw Knife specs and get, like, you know, 4 knives thrown at once, and then 2 Thrown Axe specials. So there's quite a few cute combos you can do with this.
Yeah, or you can just straight up spam this knife.
Mm-hmm.
Because like if you use 4 specs, you hit 8 times. That's if you're not protecting from range, you're dead. As a pure, you're straight up dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of damage being put out. But I like the item. I kind of wanted to use it in a tournament world to see what it's really capable of. Like, maybe use it in, like, you know, pure fight to see what it really does.
Yeah, I believe,
like, how the damage is really going to be output.
Yeah, I believe they're probably gonna put out these new stuff on the testing worlds, like, you know, before release, just like they did with the other stuff in the past.
I would really hope so, because I kind of want to try it out, to be honest.
I'm pretty sure they will, because they've done it for every other update with new items, so I don't see why they wouldn't.
Yep. Let's see. Last thing that they offer here is the new unique bones. So it would be worm bones. They offer 30 prayer experience. Drake bones that offer 60, and Hydra bones, which offer 90. I believe the Hydra's higher than the dragon bone. I think the dragon bone, if you bury it by itself, is what,
72.5. Yeah.
So it's a little buff to dragon bones. I don't remember offhand what the Dagonoth King bones
are.
It's like
110 or something. 115, I think.
Okay, so it's in between the two of them, so it's still a good bone regardless if you want to bring it over to the altar or anywhere. And they work in the usual way, as it says down here. So
yeah, nothing different, nothing better than we already had with like 4cat superior dragon bones.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I see no problem with this coming in at all.
Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think we have much else to say. So the next topic is area fishing. This one, I didn't think about the most. I've thought about it a bit when I did the other discussion with the podcast boys, but yeah, this one's interesting because it's one of those like macro efficiency methods, kind of like underwater Jody. But this one is like kind of a hybrid between fishing and hunter. You know, whereas we had like barbarian fishing, where it was like fishing and what was it? Agility and
Strength and
strength.
agility.
And
Yeah.
then we had like underwater, which was like agility and thieving. And then we had some other like hybrid methods that's out there right now?
Mm. I think that kind of. Oh, we have herbivore. That's hunter and herblore.
Yeah, so this
We
is
have
what
that too.
Jagex is trying to do is they're trying to give more niche methods. So this one is going to be focused on fishing XP and hunter XP combination. So, but yeah, it's going to be some new fishes that you can fish, and I'm just gonna read it word for word because I don't know this enough to kind of summarize it. So in the middle of Lake Mulk, which is small island home to Nicholas Lockhart, it's probably a meme or something, a peculiar fishing person with a different approach to catching. Nicholas uses birds, specifically cormorants, to catch and return fish and salamanders that take residence in the nearby waters, similar to falconry when training hunter. The player equips the bird on their arm. When clicking a fishing pole, the bird swoops down and returns to the player with the catch. If the player's inventory is full, the bird swallows the catch and doesn't reward any experience to the player. The player must have both hands free to wield the bird. A catch is guaranteed for each time the bird is sent. The pools of fish move at a somewhat frequent rate, around every 7 to 12 seconds. Multiple people can catch from the same pool and will see people fishing from all sides of the circular island. If the bird is sent whilst whatever the pool is moving to a new location, it still counts as a successful catch. Dude, I like how so freaking specific they are there.
Yeah.
Okay,
See,
I
this is the kind
appreciate that.
that we need in some of the other parts of this
Yeah.
this pull log.
Yeah, I wish they were more specific, like this one, to be honest. King worms are used as starting bait, which can gather on the island. When the player starts to catch a fish, they can cut the fish up into stackable fish chunks. The bird will take one chunk every 3-6 catch as a reward for catching the fish, gathering the fish. 4 types of catch found in Lake Mulk: bluegill, common tench, mottled eel, greater siren, mulk pearls. Oh, okay. The pearls aren't actually part of the fish. They're just like bonus rewards. But yeah, you can start doing this as early as 43 fishing, 35 hunter with the bluegill here. And it caps at 91 fishing, 87 hunter. But I'm assuming 99 fishing and hunter is probably like, it might impact the rates. I'm not sure. It might be a fixed rate actually based on what you catch. So the pearls can be fished up from Lake Mulk when arrow fishing. They have a 100 chance of being fished up on a successful catch. They're are stackable and can be traded with angler in his pearl store for various untradable rewards, which includes equipable fishing rod. Okay, saves you an inventory space in most cases. Equipable flying fishing rod. Ooh, one more inventory space worth of AFK, boys, for both of these. Equipable barbarian fishing rod, same thing, an extra inventory space save. The fish sack. This one's interesting because I looked at it one time but forgot exactly why it was so. Golden tinge in addition to your expected catch when fishing your cormorant, slam chance of return with extreme rare golden tinge. Oh, this is cosmetic, not a big deal. I'm not gonna worry about that. But this is really the meat of what we want to know here. 43 fishing, 35 hunter. You should expect to earn 70k fishing, 25k hunter, and 5k cooking. They went up. It's actually Tribrid XP gains, just kind of like barbarian fishing here. And at maximum potential, 99, 99 hunter and fishing. So it does scale with your level all the way. Similar to, I guess, something like Wintertide, right? 60k fishing, 80k hunter, 15k cooking. Dude, that's so macro efficient, bro. That's 140 and 155k. That's 155k an hour across all, 3 skills. And obviously, what is the most important XP? Fishing. Yeah, 60k fishing, because that's probably slower than everything else. So that's very sizable, man. I'm not exactly sure. I think we need like a really efficient skiller to really tell me whether or not this is like super worth. But yeah, it sounds like a really great way to multitask train your skills. What do you think?
Yeah, it seems fun. Like, I'm honestly tempted to try this out or save a little bit of what I have left for fishing for maxing it for when this method comes out, because I still need to max hunter on top of that, and I still have to max cooking on top of that. and they're all quite close. So I'd be interesting to try this out because it looks like the rates are pretty good since you're primarily going there for fishing and you're getting bonus hunter, which is exceeding fishing.
You're getting more hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, the hunter's pretty packed though. There's so many good stuff from hunter, from red chins, black chins, you know, to like what else?
Birdhouses,
herbivore and stuff. So I think a lot of the hunter XP nowadays really isn't as desirable because you can get them anywhere now. So there's so many good options to train hunters, so that are worthwhile.
Yeah, even so, it's just passive experience. So I like the idea.
Yeah,
I'm tempted to try it out.
As a yeah, exactly. As someone that's not entirely sure of all the metas out there for skilling, I don't think I have too much of an opinion on this piece here.
Yeah, so I like the idea of it though. It's cool.
Yeah, I think I would try it. Okay, we want to cover the next one, the diaries.
Oh yeah, this is great stuff right here. This is one of the things I'm really looking forward to, just for the reward we get to at the end. So it's kind of matches the idea of the other achievement diaries you can find across the world, but now we get one for Kebos Lowlands and Kourend and Zeah. Now, the reward you get here is going to go into a unique slot. It's going to go into your ammo slot, much like a blessing that you get from clue scrolls. And of course, it's going to offer prayer boosts on top of that, but each reward scales. Now, we look at the requirements on here. The highest and probably most notable ones would be 95 Slayer, 90 Woodcutting, 85 Farming, 82 Fishing, and of course 77 Rune Crafting to create a Blood Rune. So you've got a bit of time to train that up if you want to get this diary completed upon release. Yep. We got about a month left now. And other requirements is all 5 house quests completed. I would assume 100% in favor in all of the houses as well. We've had plenty of time to do that. And some quests I'm sure we've all done by now. Fairy Tail Part 2 and Dream Mentor. Now, all of the rewards here seem pretty interesting. So, easy one being completed gives you the blessing with no stat bonuses. So just go in there. 3 daily teleports to Kourend Woodland and has a 2% chance to catch 2 fish at once. Now, this doesn't say if it has to be in the Kourend area, but I'm assuming this is a global effect where when you're fishing, you'll get a double catch. And it does note on all of the rewards that you do not get experience for the second catch. I don't think that's how it works for the Varrock reward. I think you do get double experience for mining with that, but this one specifically says you do not get experience for the second catch.
Yeah, it's vague, man. I wish they were more specific and say, worldwide effect. They gotta start coining some of these terms, man.
Yeah, but I believe it is going to be a worldwide effect.
Yeah, same.
I can see it being useful just for Zeah because there's not much to fish in Zeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and then there's other things it offers: an experience lane for 2,500 experience, much like the rest of them. Halved access cost for Crab Claw Island. I've actually never been there before, but I can't imagine the travel there being that expensive.
It's just sand crabs and it's not much. It's really cheap.
Yeah, and then a really nice buff right here for those of you that haven't gotten your Xerix Talisman yet: double drop rate of Xerix Talisman from the shamans and from the regular lizardmen. So that's great.
Let's get it.
Really nice reward.
Right,
and see the medium reward right here. You finally get a prayer bonus on top of it to match what you get from your blessings from clue scrolls. Let's see. 5 daily teleports to the Kourend Woodland, and we increase the double fish chance to 4%. And of course, you get your experience line for 7,500, free access to Crab Claw Island. And now this is something that I like right here. 5% chance to mine 2 dense essence blocks at once. That's amazing for blood and soul rune crafting. That skill is not the most desirable, but this is a very, very nice and AFK method to do it with. And it's just going to make your yields much faster for soul and blood rune crafting. And then we've also got 20 free dynamite a day from Thyrus. Whatever. You can throw that in there with the other dailies. And, of course, the rewards from the previous diary. So how do you feel about the 5% increased yield from rune crafting, even though you're done with the skill now? How do you feel about that one?
I mean, it would have been kind of nice to have it, but I'm not going to be spamming blood runes as much. So
I've already got your stack.
Yeah, I have a lot of blood runes still, so I'm chilling, but yeah.
Yeah, when I saw this poll blog, I was like, okay, I'm holding off on my rune crafting training a little bit here. I'll just stick at 87 for a little while, wait till this comes out, and then train.
Yep. Moving on.
Yep, now we got the hard rewards, which is the same bonuses, 1+1 prayer bonus. You get unlimited daily teleports to the Kourend Woodland. 3 daily teleports to the Brimstone area. That's amazing right there. So I'm assuming that'll put you right at the Slayer Master. And we've also got the percent chance to catch 2 fish at once increased to 6. And then the other rewards, we've got the 15k experience lamp, the ability to combine a Slayer helmet with a Shazian helmet 5. So that's great if you're still doing Lizardman tasks. That's a really nice reward right there.
Yeah, really nice.
5% increased yield from the Hosidius and Farming Guild herb patches. Okay, here we go. So we're just adding the elite reward from the Kandarin Diary, I believe it is, for the Catherby herb patch, and we're just slapping it onto 2 patches right here.
Yep.
And yep, here we go. More herbs for everybody.
Basically.
Yeah, and then we get.
I might have to add that to my Road to Soul raids goals. To be honest, that's easy.
Yeah, we can add that in there after it comes out, depending on what the hard requirements are. But it only says that the requirements are to complete everything so far. But I could imagine you being able to complete this upon release.
Yeah, hard usually isn't that hard.
Yeah, not obviously the rewards from the previous, and then 40 free dynamite, which doesn't really matter too much. And then finally, the meat of it all, the Elite Achievement Diary. The blessing is actually going to become a best in slot blessing for +2 prayer, so it's 1 over your standard blessings you get from your
Gotta get that.
Yep. Now we have unlimited daily teleports to both the current woodland and Brimstone, and the fish double chance is increased to 8%. And then we've got the 50k experience lamp for completing an Elite Diary, which is great. 20 Slayer points for completing a Slayer task from Konar, up from 18. So this automatically becomes one of the best Slayer Masters in the game overall, once you've completed this. And we've got some more here. 10% reduced burn chance at the city kitchens, up from 5%, which is kind of nice.
Wow, that's
80 free dynamite.
Really good, but you'll probably be 99 cook about that, to be honest.
Yeah, if not close enough, where you're not burning anything.
Yeah, exactly.
And now, one of the greatest rewards, in my opinion, for my personal account, 10% additional blood runes from Blood Rune Craft, and no additional experience is given.
Yeah, I think someone told me if you did 77 rune crafts and 99 through blood runes with the Elite Diary, you get like about 50k more blood runes. Think about that, boys.
Yeah, it sounds about right. And that's something that I'm holding out for rune crafting for when this comes out.
Yeah, overall though, I do like the diary rewards. They're pretty nice. I guess the only controversial one might be, to be honest, there really isn't that much. There really isn't anything too controversial.
Yeah, nothing really pushes the envelope too much here.
Yeah, like this is way more safe than the farming guild stuff, half of them anyways. So, the last thing that's here, really not much to discuss. It's just the 2 new easy quests to fit in with the Zaya storyline quests, because there are 5 cities, and so far they've done 3 quests in the game already for 3 cities. So now they're gonna do the last 2 quests for the last 2 cities, which is Lavakenge, the Forsaken Tower quest, and Arceus, the Ascent of Arceus. So it's going to be very easy to complete, just like every other one of those. And it's also gonna add another teleport charge or more charges to the little book that you already get from doing all those quests, which is nice teleport around Saya. So it'll be it'll be worthwhile doing, if not already for quest cape and whatnot. Also, it's each one of these quests will give you some starting favor for their respective cities as well. So yeah. Oh, they also tell you the rewards. Yeah, 10% for Lavakenge favor, and 10% for Arceus. But yeah.
Yeah, kind of minuscule rewards, but they're beginner quests pretty much.
Yeah, beginner quests.
Yeah.
And
overall, that's the end of the blog pretty much. Yep. That's everything they have to offer. 44 poll questions that have already passed.
Yep, this video is gonna be a freaking hour long, but yeah, there's just so much good stuff to talk about here. So
yeah, overall I like everything that's coming out except for maybe a few things in the farming guild, but this is going to be a massive update that comes out in January and I can't wait for it. Let me see. Like the only thing I'll just reiterate is how I don't want some repeated patches to come in with the farming guild, but I guess they've all passed, so they're going to anyway.
Yeah, that's
so
not
really much
that's my only real gripe here. It's just the farming stuff. But my boy Cold One here, obviously, we gotta give him a proper shout out for his contributions to this video. So my boy, he streams on Twitch on his Iron Man. Yes, he's an Iron Man, as you know. If you've seen him from TLB clips of the past episodes when he joined all the drops.
And died a lot.
Yeah. So you can find him on Twitch, twitch.tv/Nicole1. He streams a few times a week. So you'll catch him around, especially if you're from the US. And yeah, if you want to watch more like podcasts related stuff every week, you can check out the OSR's podcast channel. There will be a link on the video at the end of this. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap up now though. So I hope you guys enjoyed our little critical analysis of this dev blog. So hopefully you guys are excited for January's update, because I sure as hell am. So if you watch all the way to the end, let me know which part of this dev blog you like to look forward to the most. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys, and me and Cole will see you guys later.
Bye bye.